Hey guys, welcome to another video from E-Waste Profits. Today it's such a nice day here in sunny Los Angeles. I just had to do a video outside to take advantage of this just beautiful weather. So if you saw the title of this video, you're probably thinking Nigerian laptop buyers. Is this clickbait or is this Nigerian scammers? I can tell you it's all real, it's all legitimate. So let's get into it. So who are these people, Nigerian laptop buyers? These are guys that are driving all around, most likely large metro areas. I'm in the Los Angeles area, so it's quite a vast area in the Southern California region of California. Now, I don't know if they're in your area. You know, you'll probably just run into them by chance, as I did. So they're buying laptops as cheap as they possibly can for the purposes of sending them back to Nigeria or whatever country they're from. It's basically like a business. They're buying these laptops and they're selling them, probably because they cost a lot more, you know, in some of these different countries than they do here, especially on the used market. So I've met some of these guys really just by chance. Like I said, I would have laptops listed on a OfferUp listing, a Facebook Marketplace, or Craigslist, and they would contact me. You know, and there would be a little bit of a negotiation in the beginning, you know, trying to get it down. And for whatever reason, I probably agreed to whatever they negotiated down to. And then they show up, and when they show up, they saw some of the other laptops that I had, and they all of a sudden pull out a wad of cash, you know, and they just want to buy everything. And this can be overwhelming. You know, it's something that you might not be ready for. I wasn't ready for it, but you know, I'm not going to let everything go at a really cheap price. But basically what they're trying to do is get everything as cheap as they possibly can, and get it off your hands, and then, you know, do whatever they're going to do with it. Ship them to Nigeria, ship them to another country. Now, why is it that I don't really care for these types of people? Is I work very hard to source my laptops. I've worked years to figure out the various sources for my laptops, making relationships with different e-wastes in my area, developing a website with a Google Maps listing with 5-star reviews, you know, having various contacts that have different sources, businesses, you know, all that, you know, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to build up those sources. And the other thing is, when somebody sells me a laptop, or when I acquire a laptop, I have to go through a series of inspection, testing, to make sure when I sell these laptops that everything is certified to my standards. You know, there's no known issues and everything's good. The battery has a decent battery health. Also working with the sellers of these laptops and negotiating them so that I get them at a reasonable price where I'm still making a profit. All of these things take a lot of time and effort to not just let these laptops go for a $10 profit or a $20 profit. So those are the reasons that I don't really care for these people. You know, I did save their contact information, and you know, who knows, you know, if I have a bunch of laptops that I'm trying to get rid of, I might contact them in the future. But generally speaking, I could care less if I never saw these individuals again. So that's my reasoning behind why I don't really care for some of these types of buyers. So you're probably asking yourself, what can you do? And what I would say to that is, if you know that one of these people are coming that buy multiple laptops, what you might want to do is maybe set aside a bunch of laptops that you were maybe you couldn't sell them for one reason or another. Maybe you had them listed on Facebook Marketplace for the last 2 months and you just couldn't get rid of them. This might be a good opportunity where you can put a positive spin on things and pawn off these laptops to the Nigerian buyer. Let them deal with it, and even if you're selling it at cost, at least you're getting your money back. And also hide the good laptops. If you have some good laptops that you can get a good amount of money for, hide those. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position where you really want that money and you're letting these laptops go for a very, very small profit. Your time and efforts are worth money, at least to me. That's the way I look at it. And I want to make sure that I'm getting everything that I put, the effort that I put into this, making a decent profit on these laptops. So I hope this video helped you guys. And if you ran into various laptop buyers like what I'm talking about in this video today, leave a comment. I'll definitely be interested to know what metro area you're in, and what country these guys came from, and how much interaction you've had with them, and whether it's good or bad. Definitely let me know in the comments. I'd be interested in hearing your story. And if you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.